Hello YouTube, and welcome to a new series, Chris's Rant. Video episode 001. I am absolutely tired of explaining this for this. So for this first episode, I'm going to explain how money works in the United States. Where it comes from, and why we are in debt currently, because I'm just tired of explaining it to people. I have my girlfriend next to me, so if you see me glance over there, she's doing something funny or something, whatever. Here's how money works. You know the Federal Reserve, it asks the U.S. Mint to make money, then it loans it to the banks. Now, that's probably a terrible place to start off at. Let's start off at the very top. The Federal Reserve. It is a private bank that under U.S. law, the United States government has to ask for money. Well, technically, borrow money from. They borrow this money, give it to the people, and they collect taxes to pay it back, and they can never pay it back. Say you have absolutely $0 in the economy. Let's start with a clean slate. America wants, say, $100. So they go to the Federal Reserve and say, we need $100. Federal Reserve loans them $100 with a 10% interest, because that's how loans work. Now America has $100, but they owe $110. Where's that extra $10 going to come from? It's not going to come from taxes, because there's only $100 in the economy total. They still have $10 that they're missing. So they had to go borrow another $10, which has another 10% interest, which is $1. Now they're missing $1. It's a continual buildup of debt no matter what you do. Just because the Federal Reserve is a private institution. It's a private bank. It's like Federal Express. That is not the U.S. Postal Service. It is a private mail corporation. That's what the Federal Reserve is. It's a private bank. Don't let Federal fool you. If it says United States Banking, then it will probably be true. But it's Federal Reserve, not true. So most of our debt is to that bank. It's not to China. Don't believe the scapegoat. Yes, part of it's to China. So if I had to guess, at least 30% of it's to China. The 70% is to the Federal Reserve, ourselves. We continuously have to borrow just to put ourselves in more debt. And every time we borrow, each individual gets more and more debt added to them. I think currently each citizen has about $56, $57 in debt, as they're part of the national debt. So I hope this explains it better. But if the Federal Reserve loans it to other banks, then loan it to you. Those other banks are in debt to the big bank, Federal Reserve. Say, okay, here in Alabama we have Compass. They call up and say, okay, we're almost out of money. We still want to make loans, so we want to say, again, let's just stick with the 100. So the Federal Reserve loans them 100 with 10% interest. So you got another $100 added to the economy, yes, but now that bank owes them $10 more. There's a perpetual cycle of debt on top of debt on top of debt on top of debt. And investment terms, the collective interest, or interest goes on top of each other. This is working it backwards. You're putting yourself in debt, and when you try to get out of debt, you're putting yourself in more debt, and more debt, and more debt, until you just become so far in debt that there's no possible way that you get out of it. And what's the United States going to do? It can't declare bankruptcy. It's stuck. It's stuck with this cycle over and over and over. You want to know how this happened? Blame Woodrow Wilson. He's the one that signed the bill. If you don't know why, just look it up. I'm tired of explaining where money comes from. I'm just tired of it. So this will be the end of Christopher's rant, or Chris's rant, whatever I feel like calling this. Haven't decided yet. But this is episode 001. It is very short, and that's on purpose. I explained it. I try not to go off on a tangent. So, thank you for your attention. Goodbye.